Welcome to session 3. Today, our focus is on giving. And I just want you to have that in your mind while we go through our usual grounding mindfulness section, just to get you in the right space to be able to start this session today. So, what I want you to do is start with just noticing your breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Let the stress of the day drift away. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And in through your nose and out through your mouth. Remember to take in the flooring underneath your feet. See if you can just push those feet further into the floor today, just helping you to feel more grounded and balanced. Think about the seat underneath you. Allow your eyes to close if that feels comfortable, but also if you feel happier keeping them open, that's also okay. And as we think about our topic for the day, as we allow ourselves just to drift for a moment, I want to think about what you give to yourself, how kind you are to yourself. Do you give yourself that moment of mindful, peaceful rest at least once a day, allowing yourself to just take a moment inside the busyness? I just want you to give yourself that moment right now. Just allow yourself to think of a really nice place that you could take yourself to. Could be sat on a bench somewhere. It could be sat beside the sea. Or it could just be imagining that you're just exactly where you are now, just resting back into the seat beneath you. And gently, just a moment there. And then starting to notice your breathing again. Bringing yourself back into your physical body. Allowing your feet to rock and move just a little bit. Feeling your hands on your lap. And then just when you're ready, allowing your eyes to just flutter open. And then come back to us here.
That was lovely, thank you.
So we're talking about giving and participating in social and community life. It gets lots of attention in the field of research, and people who give a greater interest in helping others are often seen to be more likely to tell us that they feel happier in themselves. It promotes happiness, and it's shown that when you commit acts of kindness just once a week over a 6-week period, it will give you an increase in your well-being. But what's really important when we're thinking about giving to other people, which can help us, feel better, we also have to think about what we have in our own reserves, so that we're not giving to other people while we're running on empty. I like to think about what I've got to give as a bit like a cup. And if I'm struggling, it feels like my cup's a bit leaky and bits are drifting away.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really important just to know where you are, to know how much you can give. So it might be that you're not able to give somebody emotional support, but you might be able to go for a walk with them and just have a chat about day-to-day things. It might be that you might not be able to offer emotional support, but you can offer practical support. Maybe offer to go and get someone shopping for them, or pick up a book that they had ordered. It's really important to be able to know what energy resources you've got, and also not work outside of your own capabilities. Although our work might be about managing other people's mental health, you're not expected to be there to hold all that for someone else. And most people will just have said to me, just having someone who's willing to listen and not fix them can make all the difference.
Absolutely. And giving I like what you said about giving what is within our capabilities, not stretching ourselves, because I think that's the best support, when the person who's supporting us is supported in themselves as well. I think it creates a feeling of safety.
Definitely. So I think when you review that type of giving, the energy, the kindness that you've got, you're doing some charity work, just smiling or offering a little conversation, that all fits into giving.
I think remembering that as well, like giving doesn't have to be financial. It doesn't have to be a money exchange. Obviously, people do donate to charity, which is fantastic, but actually giving time, giving a pair of ears, it counts for an awful lot. And it can be something really small as well, can't it? I was walking with a friend once, and I remember it was a really dark, like, winter evening, and we walked past a homeless man, and she stopped and she gave him just one boiled sweet from her pocket. It's just what she had to offer. And you think, wow, what a lovely gesture. It wasn't huge, it was within her capability, it was just a moment, but I can imagine that could have made a real difference to somebody sat out there in the cold like that.
Yeah. And I think it's really important to kind of, in those situations when you don't have a lot, know what it is that you can do to replenish your own stocks, your own storage of energy and ability to be able to give. Rose, what do you do to top yourself up so that you're able to have enough left to give to other people?
Yeah, I've got like a whole toolkit of sort of self-care tips that I give to myself that I can do. And some of them are just things very personal on my own. I love to have a hot bubble bath in an evening. It's just a chance to have peace and quiet and unwind. Choosing music to listen to, just for myself, my own choice, especially if I'm driving. I love that. I think that's a bit of time for myself, even if I'm traveling to help someone else. I've got that little slot for me. And food as well. I think eating healthily, and having treats as well. I think, we do so much, don't we, in our working life, or helping people in whatever way, with family or friends. And I think, why not reward ourselves when we want to, when we need to, and if we've done something, if we finished a task, or ticked something off our to-do list, then celebrate it, within reason, obviously, but the occasional jam donut won't hurt me.
I think mine are things, they're often physical things, going out for a walk or brushing my dog, or I get a lot of sense of topping myself back up when I achieve one of my mini goals. It might be painting a fence or tidying out a drawer. But I also really enjoy things like, a bunch of flowers, and they don't have to be from a shop. They can be ones that I've picked from the garden, or just really those small little things, like a good stretch, or doing some yoga or some deep breathing exercises, a bit like we do at the beginning of the course each time. And I quite like doing some cooking, not just for myself, but for other people. Sometimes that gives me something back, because I've seen something that I've created. Another thing I found that tops me up is something that I had to really learn how to do. And it might sound strange to you, Ros, but I haven't always been able to accept compliments.
I don't think many people are.
I used to find that a real difficult thing to do. And when somebody would say something nice to me, I would maybe nod, or I might even reject the compliment. I might even say, oh, no, not this old thing. If they're mentioning something I was wearing, I would reject that compliment. Because I like to make people happy, I realized that I was probably making that quite painful for the person who was giving me the compliment. So one thing I've tried to do to help top myself up is to recognize a compliment as a gift. Like, almost like they've packaged it up and put a little bow on it, and they're handing it across the table to me. And by doing that, I've managed to be able to always just say, thank you, that's really kind of you. And what happened was, it's actually started that process. It's gone inside me. I kind of collect them up, and they help fill up my cup. They help fill up my resources. So I work really hard on accepting a compliment for what it is.
And it can take courage to give a compliment as well, can't it? So
Absolutely.
makes a real difference to somebody day, whether it's complimenting them on a haircut or, colour of a jumper or something, whatever it might be, it can count for a lot.
I wonder if the people on our course today might think about how they accept and give compliments, how they sort of replenish their stocks of being able to give, and whether that's something that they could try and practice, that seeing it as a gift, accepting and giving of a gift as well. I was looking at how we can even gain more by giving, and I was thinking a bit about our Bath Mind volunteers. Quite a lot of our volunteers, they didn't just arrive at Bath Mind by applying. They often were members of our own groups. Many of our staff and volunteers have got a real wealth of something that we call lived experience, and we really value that. It's really important.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what an absolutely amazing team of volunteers that we have at Bath Mind as well. Not just sharing, giving their time, but their knowledge and their experience as well, their contributions. I think it makes all the difference to our, clients, participants that come along to our groups.
Because mental health is so fluctuating, and some of our volunteers may have had difficult times and come out the other side, and sometimes people might even have that happen again. Anything can happen and change your life, but we believe that people who work for us come with a set of skills that can be developed by managing and kind of growing resilience through those really difficult, dark times. What other ways do you find that you've volunteered, Ros? What do you do in terms of giving?
Yeah, so I mean, I've done voluntary work in the past, and I've gained so much from it. I think an increased sense of confidence, purpose, and fun as well. Actually, I volunteered at a writing group for a number of years, and I gained connections through that as well. Met so many people and learnt so much as well. And one of the biggest things I get from the groups where I volunteered is learning, how brave people are, what they bring and give, to each other. I've done hospital radio in the past. At the time, I was very shy and didn't tell anybody at the time. I didn't want anybody to listen to me. So it was a secret bit of giving within a small parameter, I guess. What about you, Jeanette?
Well, my first real experience of volunteering was when I was doing my counselling training, because all counsellors tend to do a voluntary period of time as part of the placement. And now I manage the counsellors who are volunteering at Bath Mind. But I really enjoyed doing that. I was very nervous at first. I'm very awkward and practicing my skills, but it taught me such a huge amount about the kind of person that is needed, and that sometimes that listening is so important. Just being able to be that person that listens and makes that other person feel that they can talk safely about their own difficulties and concerns. And then more recently, I volunteer at Parkrun, which I don't know if you know about that, Ros, but it's a really big national initiative and worldwide. It's just a free run every Saturday. It'll be coming back soon in June. And it's just an opportunity for people to walk or push along with a baby in a buggy, or jog or run for 5k, and it fits into our activity and all of those things as well. And I absolutely love the different types of people that you see at Parkrun, and there's no age limit, beginning or end. and it's a community. And often one of the most wonderful things is they meet up for a cup of tea afterwards. And some people just walk and talk as they go round, and everyone is really encouraging. And although it's a run, it's not a race. There's no first place there. It's just about doing it for yourself. And I do that alongside helping young people in activities. So I take some run sessions for young people, and they just inspire me. I did our first session back the other day, and I came away thinking how fantastic they are, how enthusiastic they are, and that really gave me a sense of well-being. I did something good that day. And I think that's what it brings from being a volunteer: friendship with other people, with the people who kind of help out alongside you, sense of purpose, confidence and belief in yourself, and because you want to believe in the people as well, positive feedback, and sometimes, you know, maybe even constructive critical feedback. But actually, if you want to improve, I don't worry about that too much. And then, you know, new skills, things I didn't know I'd ever learn.
It's a great opportunity, isn't it, to share new skills and to develop skills as well, ones like when you've, you know, developed in training, and then to be able to put them in practice. It's a great opportunity, isn't it? And shows that everybody can do it, can't they?
Yeah, and I know that some people volunteer for volunteering's sake, but it adds to something. You can put that on your CV. It often can help you to get job roles. I know that we've had people who were Bathmind volunteers who went on to apply for and become a member of staff, a paid member of staff here. And it just improves your personal value, I think.
Absolutely, and helps combat social isolation, which you know, so huge in all our communities, I think, and it kind of breaks down that barrier a bit, and it gets you out and to meet people with shared values and interests, which is a huge thing, I think, especially in a world where so many things are online nowadays.
So thinking again about the people sort of on the course, watching this course, and they might be thinking, how on earth do I find voluntary opportunities? And I just encourage them to get online. You can type in volunteer roles just into a Google search. Bathmind, you can visit our website, and we've got that on there. And there is a UK base on do-it.org. It's a database of UK volunteering opportunities, where you can search for all manner of things. And there's also Volunteering England or Volunteering Matters. All of these places are places where you could, you know, maybe explore and look at what you could do with your own time, if that's the way you want to give back.
That's great. So many opportunities out there.
Don't forget to pop down in your personal plan what you might like to do as a way that you can gain something back from giving. Think about those life experience skills that you have. You've got far more knowledge about yourself than anyone else. No one else really knows what your experiences are like, and that lived experience can actually take you forward and help other people. Because we always underestimate what we've got to share with the world. But by sharing it, your own knowledge and your experience, it will probably help other people to feel brave enough to come forward themselves.